Let me show you something that I find incredibly interesting. This is the page for Texas House Bill 602, filed by Texas Representative Matt Shaheen at the end of last year, and it's now being reviewed by committee. Here's the text, and isn't that beautiful? We don't like 4,000-page bills here at Rasmussen Reports. The bill requires what it calls political subdivisions, counties, municipalities, colleges, etc., to participate in the federal E-Verify program and terminate any employee who doesn't comply. We think this bill, if passed, would be a huge win for voters in Texas. Why is our opinion important on this? Because it reflects the opinions of voters who previously told us that they overwhelmingly support adoption of the E-Verify system in hiring practices. Remember from a previous video last month, which I'll link at the end of the YouTube video, that Rasmussen Reports, thanks to a partnership with NumbersUSA, polls more on the topic of American immigration than any other pollster in the industry. Previously, we established that 2/3 of U.S. likely voters support using the federal E-Verify system, and only 19% are opposed. Likewise, some state legislatures have either implemented or are considering implementing E-Verify, like Florida. Here are the numbers from November in Florida, when a whopping 72% of voters told us they want E-Verify and only 15% were opposed. While we can now update our results with numbers from Texas, taken just a few weeks ago, that show that 71% of Texas voters approve of implementing E-Verify and only 17% are against it. Let's take a look at the results by party and race. 74% of white Texas voters support E-Verify, but also 59% of black voters and an astounding 65% of Hispanic likely voters. Only 25% of Hispanic voters are against E-Verify. Among party, 82% of Republicans, 70% of independents, and even Democrats, who are often wrongly assumed to be pro-illegal immigration, are for E-Verify by 56% to 25%, more than a 2-to-1 margin. Even Joe Biden's strong approvers, usually the most leftist signal in a poll, are, in Texas, for E-Verify by a 61% to 24% margin. So as you can see, if the Texas governor, Greg Abbott, is able to go ahead and sign E-Verify bills into law, it would be a massive bipartisan win for the voters of Texas, who by a huge majority want to see E-Verify enacted. Because this poll was sponsored, that means the story and crosstabs are available to non-subscribers. It's a pretty fascinating and dense poll that shows Texans' opinions on a host of immigration, environmental, and population expansion topics. My favorite one, and this is perhaps a little wonky, is that even though Democrats are more likely to say it's important that they can easily get to natural areas and open spaces, and even though they're slightly more likely than Republicans to say it's very important to preserve Texas's woodlands and wetlands, in a question that discusses a study attributing Texas's loss of open spaces to rapid population growth, Democrats are more likely than Republicans and independents to still say that Texas's continued growth at its current rate would make Texas better. So thanks again to NumbersUSA, and if you want to explore more about the past and future of the Hispanic vote in America, consider picking up their book, Political Migrants, Hispanic Voters on the Move, authored by Jim Robb, one of our longtime friends at NumbersUSA. There's a link in the description. And thanks for watching.